So in this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to build $1 million e-commerce brand with something that I have used myself personally, been in the industry for over 12 years and helped over 250 e-commerce brands hit record revenue months as well through my paid programs and my paid communities. But I want to share this with you and my community on YouTube, on this platform, to give you some real insights about honestly what really makes a difference, what really moves the needle, just give you the reality of it. Now I'm going to get as specific as I possibly can because what you might hear in this video might seem a little bit vague or let's call it even textbook just based on my explanation. So bear with me and I'll walk through some specifics about how it's going to work for you. And the real premise is stemmed off this: 1% better each day. That is something that I have read over and over and over from people that I look up to, listened to thousands of times through podcasts or YouTube videos as well about getting better 1% each day. Now, something that I've learned to live by is that if I hear something significant more than twice from people that I look up to, the people in the position that I want to be into, I listen and then I act upon that advice. Okay, so hopefully this is the one that you listen to, right? Based off a couple of times or maybe dozens of times you've actually heard this one thing, to improve by 1% each day. Now, this might, I guess, sound so simplistic, but it is so true because if you commit to improving 1% each day, that's basically 1.01% to the square of 365 days in a year. And that basically equals a 37x on where you currently are. A significant improvement on where you currently are. So you might think that that 1% is such a small amount, yet compounded over time is a 37x where you currently right now. So if you're at $1,000 a month, 37K a month, $100,000 a month, 3.7 million per month or per year. However you want to calculate it out, you can see where you currently are, multiply that by 37, and that's exactly where you're going to be in 12 months time. Now, again, this is really something simplistic that anyone can say they're going to even commit to, but rarely even commit to for the long term. So that's the major thing. Like, we as humans, for some reason, are conditioned for instant gratification. You know, we go out and hunt and we kill something and we eat it right there and then, right? There's very little regard for delayed gratification. But something that, again, that I've learned through experience and I heard over and over from mentors of mine is that people overestimate what they can achieve in a month or a year, but truly underestimate what they can achieve in 3, 5, or 10 years' time. So having that delayed gratification is one of the biggest skills that you can actually have as an entrepreneur, especially when you're the one keeping score, when you're the one knowing what actually goes into it. It can be extremely challenging to see success, right? Because all we're seeing is the effort that we're putting in and the numbers don't change at all in terms of our revenue scoreboard, for example. And so by flipping our, let's call it satisfaction or sense of achievement from what the result actually is, the output, right? The lagging metric, which to be fair, we don't actually have control over. By flipping it to our leading metric and what we can control, which is our inputs, 1% better each day, we can get gratification from those improvements or incremental improvements. Okay. Now this is average of 1% per day. Okay. So no matter how small, like it's worth thinking about what you can do to improve yourself and your business 1% each day. But then you can say, okay, did I grow by 7%? Let's call it, this week, right? Did I grow by 30% this month? Like, what starts as something so small is actually quite a substantial, large improvement over even the medium to, and especially longer term. And so it's a really great mindset shift because, as I say, it looks to you and you pull responsibility back to yourself, right? Responsibility follows the blame, right? The power actually follows the blame. I really believe in that. And so we must continue to blame, lack of a better word, meaning take responsibility for all of the results that we achieve. And this is something that we can pull back and say, cool, it's just 1% per day, right? Now, getting into the nitty gritties and something actually practical or tangible for you. Look at all aspects of your business. You'll realize, and you probably already do, how many components there actually are, right? You talk about your marketing, you talk about your accounting, you talk about your supplies, you talk about your production, you talk about every aspect of your business. There's a lot of hats to be worn, a lot of information and knowledge to be had, okay? So where across that board are you going to improve today or this week or this month, okay? And see those levels of improvements just increase, because what starts as something small and vague is like improve 1% per day. That sounds amazing and fluffy. It's like, where specifically can you improve and how can you actually improve on that? And so something we do with our clients within our Ecom Blueprint program, we're heavily focused on, of course, sales and business growth generation. That a lot comes from like traffic sources and marketing, because most entrepreneurs in e-commerce, at least, passionate and knowledgeable and really strong when it comes to their product in terms of development and the benefits and features and obviously the production as well. But in terms of selling their things, that's where they really lack, and hence they come in to get support with that. And so from a marketing front, we talk about 1% better each day. day, okay, building your database by 1 person, 10 people, 100 people per day, right? How can we go ahead and do that because we know it's going to extract revenue? How can we then go and look at our meta ads and improve the ad copy or the ad creative? What time and effort do we need to put into that? And then how can we launch those and obviously assess the feedback there? How can we improve the cost per click by 1% per day, right? How can we improve the conversion rate on site by 1% of whatever of our percentage is per day so that we're extracting more revenue, more sales from the current traffic we're already getting? So looking at the very specifics of your business is where the magic is going to lie. And I encourage you to do this with yourself. I do this. We do this with our clients. Look at the specific elements of your business about where you're going to improve. And you'll see, I would say, like breadth of areas and things you can do and improve. Because if we say improve 1% each day, it doesn't even mean anything unless we actually attach it to something. Okay, where I've taken this is the things I just mentioned, obviously with marketing especially, but then from a personal development perspective as well. I love personal development. It's what I preach a lot, hence kind of the topic for this video. But I read every single day. Every single night before I go to bed, I'll read for, anywhere between 30 to sort of 40 minutes, just really get as much information as I possibly can from the source I'm reading. And I only read business development, personal development books. That's just me. That's what I enjoy. But that is my way of getting my 1% increase every single day in another area than that's just the business, what I've been doing day to day. So you can find pockets of time, pockets of windows. Same thing with your fitness regime, right? Look at all aspects of your life that's going to positively increase the likelihood and expedite the results to where you want to get to on a personal and professional level, and do those 1% per day. It's literally the same as going to the gym, right? You're not going to get a 6-pack the first day you go, the first thing that you do. It's going to be a 30, 60, 90 day, 365 day process. But it's the faith in the process, the consistency in the process of incremental improvements that contributes to the output, that lagging metric, right? The thing that we actually can't control, right? That actually takes time. We don't know when it's going to hit, but we create inevitability that it is going to hit and going to take by making those improvements and doing it consistently, time and time again, day after day. So my direction for you, which is the same as I said for myself and my clients through my programs, is look at the 1% improvements you can make per day. Be really deliberate, really strategic with what you can do, because what might seem like a very small change, a very small thing, adds up over time in a massive, massive way. As I say, day 0 to day 365, if you can have a 37 times increase in where you're currently at, as I say, in any aspect of your life that you choose to focus on, that is a massive, massive, massive increase and something worth working towards in what I would consider a very short period of time. Okay, people talk about, oh, we got 10% growth, or the stock market, 10% growth, in the last 12 months. Like, what about 370 times? It is a massive improvement that can be made by focusing on the small things, the inputs that will lead to the outputs, okay? So look, I hope this video was valuable for you. As I say, I've shared this, in amongst my communities for years now. It's something I wanted to highlight to you, to my audience on this channel, just to give some insights about how, honestly, like the top 1% think, how 6, 7, 8-figure entrepreneurs think. Because the more insights you can get into how they think, the better equipped you're going to be to actually go and do the thing, to learn the skills, to go down the right rabbit holes and stop spinning your wheels. Because once you get down there, you figure out it's less about the skill set, let's call it, more about how they think and the execution of that thing, and then how they analyze and then improve and iterate over time, right? It's not the magic fairy dust that anyone kind of says it is or thinks it is, all the gurus in this space, right? So I hope this is really valuable for you, just to take stock, go and sit down, have a look at all the expertise that you've currently got and where you need to actually improve, and then get to work on improving 1% per day in whatever aspect of your life that actually is, particularly your business. So look, I hope this was valuable for you. If it was, I'd love a like, love a subscribe. I'd love you to continue on this journey with me in this entrepreneurial endeavor. If you want to know more about what we do, how we help e-commerce brands, you can click on the link below, check it out for yourself, see what it's about. But other than that, thanks for being here. Appreciate you watching till the end, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.